87 to 90 degrees. And
Hello, hello.
hello, Susie.
To who? Oh, our fiscal officer. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay.
How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Oh. We should have snacks. Right?
Where are you at? You're so far away up there.
Oh, and chip. We should have chips and dip or something, Lauren. M&Ms. Yes, yes.
Margaritas. Margaritas would be much better.
Oh, yeah. We could get Las Solas there to bring us.
I see
Oh,
that.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unreal. Hi, Pat.
You really got busy on that property here.
Which one's that?
That's the one with the assisted living home.
Assisted living?
Yeah, they really got moving.
Yes, they did.
Moving some.
I see the golf course with the other nursing home, assisted living in there.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger lot than what they have there. Size wise.
I see they got wood delivered up there today. And
Hey, how you doing?
so, Mike,
Good, good.
how is the warehouse up behind Menards coming along? I saw it. Got it staked
That
out.
one started, that one's going good.
Yeah, I saw they had.
We have another one coming, we're excited.
Good. And they just broke ground just west of.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a local guy too, isn't he? From Suffield or something?
Hammer came from Suffield.
Yeah.
And then we have one more coming, legally not allowed to say for another
Yeah.
month, maybe 60 days. But, we're just in closing paperwork with that.
I see they're moving dirt just west of the car wash.
Aldi's.
All these going in.
Sweet. Good pick.
Yeah, Aldi's is there.
This next week, sorry.
I just got off the phone with GVC Engineering tonight. To finish it up, because there's another mine that's going up there, 'cause that's,
Another one?
Brimfield Crossroads is gonna be the new shopping area down there. So Maple Crest, across the street, got
Yeah.
Cascades, and
Hey, how you?
one with Aldi's is gonna be a separate little shopping
Okay.
area.
But, further up, I see they pushing some dirt now
Hey,
too.
Pat.
Where they're gonna put the apartments or something back in there.
Oh, further up from that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on the Telmings line.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be general commercial up front.
Yeah.
They haven't proposed any apartments yet, but they will. I mean, I know
Yeah,
it's
well,
coming. Especially with this other company coming, they're gonna house it in areas. Well, the headquarters is coming from Korea. We are always, yeah.
I never watched it.
Oh,
How do we
no.
look?
Okay.
How do I look? Does my hair look all
I
right?
think everything's fine, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, yeah, we didn't.
I
Pay more
I don't
attention.
think we get a ton of views. I think there's usually about 30 or something. Am I right on those YouTubes? About like 30 views.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Ron, hey, Tom.
Hey, Eddie, good to see you.
Tom thought I should
Okay. And we have, Seth.
Huh?
What time did that
I don't know
start?
about that.
6?
Yeah, it was earlier.
I
So
showed up,
Mark is gonna give you.
I showed up at 7.
That's okay. Mark will give you a call. Okay.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Seth.
So everybody had a chance to look over the minutes? So everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from the last? Okay. 2 minutes. How have you been?
Oh, just got along by.
Great. Wonderful.
Just gotta remember.
Well, you've been vaccinated. You got vaccinated. I know Walmart offers me a mask every time I go in. I got 3 I'm hanging from my mirror. Okay.
We'll make it stop.
Well, since I don't see it in here, I'll, okay. All right, it's 7:00. We will begin the meeting of Thursday, September the 9th. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ron Jones,
Here.
Tom Johnson,
Here.
Amy Darlis,
Here.
Tom Sargent,
Not here.
Patrick Blair, Seth Hanlon,
Here.
and Colette Wilson.
Here.
Very good. The zoning inspector is here, and so is zoning secretary. Could I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify, please.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes?
Mhm.
I'll accept the motion to accept the minutes then, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes
Okay.
as written.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify, please.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. We have a little bit of work on this, on the zoning changes, but Mrs. Field has asked for a couple minutes to say something to the, and we'll, instead of waiting for the good of the order, we'll go ahead and listen to her now.
I get the preempt time.
Go ahead.
Anyway, that 2050 land use plan for the township, we haven't done anything since 2004, and it took you all a year of hard work and hours and putting this together and updating and looking into the future for Brimfield. And I read it through, it's all public knowledge. If you all want to read it or whatever, it's available.
Yeah.
And I was just really impressed the maps and the foldouts, and it really tells about Brimfield, past, present, and future. And I think we really have a good tool to work with that will really just make our townships a lot better. And I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, I think we should give Micah most of the credit for all the work that's been done on it, he and Lauren. So it's a work in progress, and it's a, you know, a good looking project. So
I think it was
Thank you.
expedited because everything I bring here, you guys are pretty good with, you know, you come at it with reasonable opinions, and it goes quick that way then. So appreciate everything, all your hard work.
okay, then I will. Yes. Somebody was going to say something.
She just said thank you.
Okay. Then I'll turn this, the proposed zoning changes over to Mike.
Yeah, so you have a map that we asked from regional planning, and Lauren was nice enough to go run this afternoon and grab it. They pulled it together at the last minute, but this gives us a better idea of the properties that are along the 43 corridor and what we could do with them. I was hoping to outline this, you know, over the next couple meetings and start looking into each property. And as we outline these, and as I go through and highlight the areas of just the areas that are proposed up to 43, I want to look at them individually. So as I go out there, each parcel, I want to see what we're doing. I don't want to create any major non-conforming uses, you know, out there, which I don't think off the top of my head that we have any, but just in case, I don't want to create any more headaches down the line. So.
I dug this up.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to my files. And
Yeah. Existing.
I was a little bit surprised that we have as many, if this is correct, residential mixed in next door to commercial.
It's all residential in here.
Yeah.
All this is. Yeah.
It's all residential. This indicates, this is as of 2019 when the map was created, that
Mhm.
a few of those were mixed commercial with residential side by side. And it looked to me like that turned out a little bit more like spot zoning than anything else. It's
kind of bizarre. I mean, I know what it was all the way through 43, and this is like wishful thinking, you know, in some spots. And I think by all means, we should keep 43 commercial. I think we will get there. But definitely going down some of these side roads, like Howe, for example, there's nothing on Howe that's ever going to go commercial.
Right.
Down this, there's absolutely nothing. And everybody that's doing an addition there now, or if they want to refinance with the bank, they're having a heck of a time, you know, because they're in a general commercial district, and they can't get loans. And that was our biggest complaint, people calling in and banks calling in, and we have to provide all kinds of letters and try to get them financed, and even then they get turned down. So, you know, it's a problem for the residents.
Did, I think Tom was on the commission at the time that they were going to wanted to bring in the towing company and the storage units, you know, the mod storage units. Did we change that there to,
General commercial has it in as a conditional use
okay,
in there for mini self-storage units. But that's conditional use, has to go to the board of
okay.
zoning.
I didn't remember whether we made changes.
We're
or
gonna
not.
have one, if anybody's interested, we have one on the agenda next Wednesday at the Board of Zoning Appeals. Gentleman's coming from Ravenna, and, you know, might be worth your while to, anybody wants to come and attend that and voice their opinion on that, because it's gonna go right along the freeway against, you know, where the new marathon opened back up. It's back in that property. There used to be an old chemical Holiday
Yes.
Inn property, and then before that, chemical. And
The burnt down, the one that
they're
burned
looking
down.
at gigantic storage units, and they're coming in under the conditional use in the HC. which, you know, everything in GC is
Right.
allowed in the HC. So, you know, I want to see the proposal a little bit better. I mean, I obviously can't comment it. You know, I got to stay neutral, but it would probably be worth anybody who wants to attend that, especially from the zoning commission, you know, any opinion here would have a little bit of weight. So,
That's not industrial. The industrial butts up against that. That's what I'm,
so you're talking about the, on 43 next to the highway there?
yeah, it's accessed from, I don't know the name of the street.
That's the existing land use, but it's not zoned that way. It's zoned highway commercial.
Okay.
Well, that's actually when the Holiday Inn was there. That whole section through there was
HC.
highway commercial.
Yeah, still is.
That
Okay.
would be this chart here then, where the HC is here.
Mhm. Yeah.
So how do we,
So I'm, you know, it's not much to go through tonight, other than take a look at the property, see how far you want to go down, and give me your suggestions. I mean, you could take the map with you, take a marker at home, or whenever you have time, and go through what you think, and then we can sit and discuss it and give reasons why. You know, I pretty much want to stay, anything that's got frontage on 43, I'd like to stay in general commercial, and anything that goes off the sides, you know, for example, Brimfield Drive, Howe Road, anything along those lines.
There's a
I
number,
want the cutoff. I'll have my thought process to you next meeting
okay.
on how I want to marker it out, but certainly do it yourself. That way we have talking points, you know, so we could all.
Yeah, Brimfield Drive, there's already several commercial,
Right, and we might have to extend it out a little bit.
yeah.
As you're coming up, I think that first one with the big driveway going off the top there, we might leave that. But,
Okay.
if there's a commercial business there, I certainly don't want to make it residential. I want to keep it commercial.
Yeah, it doesn't become commercial or anything until you get to the apartments, Brimfield.
You have the heating and air conditioning guy that's
Right,
He's right there.
one lot up.
but then after that becomes the apartments, Brimfield Drive Apartments,
Mm-hmm.
Drug Haven.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also going to be looking at what we could do with the zoning code on the hotels. That'll be coming up. I know that's not the issue at hand, but definitely over winter, I want to start concentrating on that. Looking at different language on what we can enforce from a zoning standpoint, and what we can put into the books, into like highway commercial, which allows the hotels, but we have people staying much longer than what the state would allow for residency. I mean, if you go past there, and as I drive through there, I see bikes, I see grills, I see, like, well, these people are, this isn't, you know, just a nice stay and vacation. This is, they're living there. And, you know, the fire department has confirmed this, and then we've had overdoses recently.
Yeah.
Several over the past month. So I definitely want to touch base on this and see what we can enforce from a zoning standpoint. So,
Hey.
hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Yeah,
what's the state code on temporary housing versus?
Yeah, I don't think it's more than 30 days, but I'll double check.
Well, section 8's in there, and sometimes they go 3-4 months,
Yeah.
but they're loaded with money right now. It's just they can't find places to put people because of the housing market.
yeah,
Right, that's true.
both of those hotels, the Econo Lodge and Days Inn, were both taking Section 8s
Mhm.
in there one time.
We just don't have that many places in Portage County where they can put them. That's all.
Everybody knows that the housing market, we're this crunched. The prices have all gone up. Everybody's looking for apartments. The apartments are all filled right now in Brimfield. Everybody I talk to is looking to expand apartments because they are completely filled with waiting lists. So with that being said, some of these families will end up in the hotels and extended if they can't find, if they're working in the area and they
Right.
can't find housing, that's
Right.
what's gonna happen. So we wanna have some kind of regulation where we can control that.
Okay.
And I don't know, our hands might be tied. I don't wanna create a zoning resolution that is unenforceable either. You know, sometimes there's a lot of good ones out there. It sounds great, and then I have no way of enforcing it. So I don't want to do that too.
Are there any state mandates on how long?
Yeah, and the fire department pretty much takes the lead on that. But I just want to go as far as we could go with zoning, because we have, without saying names, we have a couple hotels that are just really, really bad. Overdoses are bad, the drugs are bad, the prostitution's bad. It's something we don't want to have in Brimfield, so.
Yeah,
And maybe it's a code of enforcement and maintenance, and maybe that's where we start. But that'll be coming to you this winter. I'm gonna be doing my homework on that and bringing it.
okay, yeah, I think we at one time we addressed some of that stuff, but, back when Dave Oliver was, the chief, then he, started enforcing a lot of that stuff.
Well, I think your enforcement hands are kind of tied as a township, but under home rule, I think we'd have a little more latitude.
Yeah, we will, definitely with maintenance standards. So no, the map you have in front of you though, this is, I didn't hate to reiterate it, but I'll come back. I'm going to highlight the areas on 43 as well as if you guys don't mind doing it. That way we'll compare notes, take a look at it. And then from this point on, these map changes, we could actually take off and start going to regional, get feedback back from them, have public hearings, send it off to the trustees, same thing. So I'd like to get this changed.
Would it be possible to have
We could blow up that as well.
something to this effect?
Mhm. We do, if you have a copy of the comprehensive land use plan, we have the most existing
Okay.
and the proposed land use, and this follows the comprehensive land use. And
Okay,
if anybody needs a copy, then let us know. We could resend it to you or whatever for the land use.
Okay.
so we haven't heard anything more about, from the Skipper Group, have we?
No. So other than the conversation that Todd and I had, we weren't changing the zoning. We're leaving it IC. I mean, that was the biggest problem. And I think his hurdle was that he thought we were going to change his zoning immediately. And I think he was leaning towards more of a heavy industrial, not even a light industrial. It was more of a heavy industrial. We can't foresee that ever happening with the town center, and what we want to do with the town center. So if anything, we'd want to eliminate more trucks and get a streetscape in there and start something new. That corner of 43 and 18, you've got a very, very high traffic volume coming down 43. But once you hit 18, it goes down to maybe 20% of that actual load. So everybody's going right or left. But they don't pass 18. There's very few cars that actually go past. So I'd like to see something happen with that.
Yeah, I think we should, just continue to keep that at, IC and, and if they want something, let them bring it to us.
Right.
Let them,
Mhm.
and then we can look at it and see if it's a fit or not. I'm like you, I don't believe that, we want to change that to
No.
any industrial based,
Well, we have many changes we need to do, as you see, what we did with the whole comprehensive land use plan. We've got tons of areas with non-conforming uses that need to be changed. This will be the first section, and we have multiple sections after this that need to be changed, but we're not, his isn't on the list. We don't even have that for change.
right?
The IC district is working so well down on the other interchange. And people are asking for the IC district. In fact, we have one more applicant. He came in today, and it's Sunny Hill Apartments. He just expanded and put some apartments up front. He's right next to the OC district. The line is right there. He's actually in an R3 district. There was a court order to allow those apartments years ago prior to Mesner. And I'm trying to think of the name of the zoning inspector at the time, but that court order allowed all his apartments in there. He has more land.
The Sunny Hills?
Yeah, the Sunny Hill Villas. So he came into me and I said, you got to do a zoning change. And I'm not opposed to his change. He's listed in the R3, which does not meet the zoning at all. He meets the IC district. So he would like to come in there and he might put another unit in if he gets it zoned to IC, which I don't have an issue with. He does a nice job. Apartments look good. They're very popular. They're going for $1,500 a month. They're not cheap ones. Lauren and I toured the new ones after the construction and maintain. It was everything they said they would do. So we are going through, even as these are getting built, we're not just going on empty promises. We're actually going in and seeing what gets built, making sure they're up to standard. We don't want junk being built here. So
It's Sunny Hills.
yeah, right
Okay.
next to the golf course. Yeah.
Okay.
On 18.
Okay, because we did change the zoning from Luron all the way down to Sunnybrook to R3 at one time.
Yeah, and
Give
that
us a
one's,
request.
yeah, that's in an R3, right? So I'd like to keep everything else is an R3 and it fits. All the houses fit right, everything fits, but that apartment's right there should be an IC district.
Okay.
And it might look like spot zoning on the map, but there's not much, I want to call, we had the conversations with Todd before, we want to call a duck a duck. If it's apartments and it's sitting in a residential district, there's no sense pretending that the apartments are going to get knocked down. We're going to put a house there. Let's call it what it is. And it might not look pretty on the map, but at least it's going to be correct.
Yeah.
And then the financing and the banking and everything goes along with it.
Okay. Because we made some changes on the west side of Sunnybrook too.
Mhm.
That all the way to the railroad tracks, if I remember right, was R3.
Yes.
Is that what it was, Tom? Do you remember?
No. It was right here.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget that whole Sunnybrook. And then there's an area of Carg with 77 acres in the back that backs up to the freeway. Sunnybrook, I'm pretty much going to leave alone. But on our,
On the north side of 18 for Towns Road.
yeah,
Okay.
all that Carg property is
Yeah.
for sale. He hasn't been able to unload it, but I just looked and we have an old CRA that gives 100% abatement back in there. The thing is
Yeah, because that's all
everybody who wants to come in there is opting to use outdoor storage. And their argument is well, we have an asphalt plant and we got Workco and everything's outside. So I'm like, you're right. We'll look at it. We might make that our heavy industrial area because as you drive down our heavy industrial area, there's not half the stuff outside that's over there in the LI. So, these are areas and these are things that we're going to correct. If somebody had outdoor storage off a card and you're backed up to the freeway and nobody could see it, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could get a company with 300 employees in there, heck yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see somebody down
Mhm.
over the hill
Yeah.
going west at the end there.
And then you got Brimfield aggregate, which backs up against it.
Right.
So, it's all outdoor stuff anyway.
Yeah.
It's just all zoned LI. And so we should correct that after this.
I wish there was some way we could clean the mess up on Sunnybrook and Old Forge. That is,
They're in court.
Are
No,
they?
they're not in court yet. They're they're in the prosecutor's hands. And then we just redid another one. I think we just reissued another letter from us to them
The one on the corner?
with all the equipment and the trucks.
yeah, all the junk back in the back there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to force the issue. And now whether that be an abandoned building or however I need to do it, we're gonna do it. The only thing is abandoned buildings can get really expensive. We got a lot of equipment there that has to be disposed of. So,
Lockard, right? Lockard,
Huh?
Lockard, and that who they already
It
cleared?
is down behind Bockert, see?
Yeah, Lockard, yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, it's-
That has a
it's
storage
part of
area
the
and everything
storage
there.
everything.
yeah, I don't know what the
Car.
heck's going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an eyesore.
Yes, it is. Has been.
as well as the property right along 76. I waited with that one, purposely didn't do anything for an abandoned building right off the freeway there where they're changing the interchange, because the whole ODOT plan the entire time showed that as a take. They're taking the whole property.
Oh, the old gas station?
So I didn't do anything with that. I'm like, well, the heck with it, sooner or later it's going away. But now that ODOT has opted not to take that, I got to do something.
Yeah.
It's bad. And I don't even see a for sale sign anymore. We got a sign that's sticking up in the air, 100 foot,
Oh, we had a
hot tubs.
request to change that to HC at one time.
Have tanks?
I think so.
Yeah, Emma Jean's.
Yeah.
Place.
Yeah, but somebody's got a camper up there now. It's something that I got to address.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, there's a camper on the side of the building. I think somebody's living in it.
There's probably somebody living in it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I see the windows open and close from time to time, so somebody's going in it.
Section 8.
Yeah. Might be the old man.
It might be.
I don't know. I don't- He was living with his son.
How'd you make out with the junkyard on 43? You get it
So
cleaned up?
far, he's removed over 100 vehicles
Wow.
from the front, and then the front looks a lot better. He came down, he was all proud, came down to the office and says, "You got to come take pictures of this." So I did go down there, took some pictures. He's just not there yet. I don't want to be, sound like I'm very particular, but 100 cars made a dent, and I'd say that's all it made.
Next to
I mean,
Frank's. Is that?
We got probably another 100 yet to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Does he have those over on Casameno's property as well?
He was pulling them out on Cosmeto's property.
Right, they had
And then
set
loading
on-
them up on a flatbed and then taking them out.
They were
Yeah.
sitting on Casameno's property.
Yeah, everyone that he was taking to the junkyard, he was.
Surprised Mike didn't.
I mean, I'm not trying to run the guy out of business. I understand it takes time, but on the other hand, too, you could get a pretty good buck for some junk cars, so.
Well, the scrap prices have been up for quite a while, so.
Yeah, look, $300 for a car.
Oh, yeah.
What is his name? Luigi?
Yes.
I thought it was Luigi or something, man.
He had rent, I don't know if you call them renters, I don't know if they were paying rent, but he had people living out in the front there, in the front building.
Off to the left of it, like.
Well, just right up by the road, it's,
Yeah, that's a
looks like-
separate, believe it or not, that's a separate parcel property, I believe, up there.
Which one is that?
The one with the house,
it doesn't show it.
it's not owned by the same people. Yeah.
Might want to check into
It looks
that.
like they have.
Well, you know where the
It might
junkyard
not
is,
be parcel.
Subdivided in parcel.
right in front of the
One
junkyard.
bowling alley to the next
Well, I'm
one.
trying to
Yeah,
figure out.
yeah, exactly.
Right here.
That's what they,
Is that
they
next
might have
to
did that.
There's the,
It looks like there's two of
No,
them right next
here's
to it.
the greenhouse on 43 North. Just
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right across from it.
there's the other greenhouse thing
Yeah.
across the street. The junkyard's right in here.
Yes, okay.
And there's Casameno's bars right
Yeah.
there.
And then
I thought he was a-
there's two bowling alley lots between the two. So I'll pull it up. I could.
Right.
I didn't know he was.
Well, this was
using that as
sitting
a
right out
junkyard.
front
I
of his
thought it was
business,
a
and
used
I was
car.
told he was
Yeah,
the owner.
it appears to
of this
be.
Well, the Luigi guy that's got the
That's
scrap place
Right.
Yeah.
is different than the owner. The owner is, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but so the court paper, all the paperwork from the court and all that came to somebody else. And then he wrote me a letter and he gave me a deadline in this September that it'll be removed. After that, I think he faces daily fines with the court. So,
Well, he's got more there than junk cars, I could tell you that. 'Cause, I was delivering food up there for the food cover it's been a couple years, but he had some people living in there as well.
Where the young man hung himself in there.
It wasn't because of the food, I can tell you that. I don't know why, I don't know about that.
Okay. Anything else?
that's it.
That's all we have?
And then, like I said, this will come back and we'll have this all highlighted and then we'll work from there.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, and then I think there will be one other section further up too, that we're gonna be looking, maybe not as GC, but looking into, looks like that property off Malloy, that big parcel there, we might look at alternative zoning there.
Which one's that?
It's right on Malloy. See that big parcel,
Okay,
43 and Malloy? Yeah, we might be looking at something different there.
That's on the right-hand side or the
Mm-hmm.
east side.
where all that's for sale in there, you mean?
Yeah.
It's owned by the
There's a
university.
lot of, look, if you take a look at it, there's a lot of vacant land there.
Yeah,
I mean, there's an awful lot of land.
well, there's a lot of it is owned by the university and, you know, they've had it up for sale for quite a long time.
Some of it's wet, yeah.
Yeah, at one time they proposed from the bend there, they proposed a road to cut straight through there to go right to the university. I don't know what that fell through.
Yeah.
So do we have anything for the good or of the order?
Yes. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was, when we had the township attorney here, there were some action items that he was going to respond with. Is there any movement on any of that?
No, we'll have that next month.
Okay.
We've been keeping Mark really busy, so.
Okay.
Where did we go with the stuff that we approved? Did it,
That's all done.
That's all
Trustees
done?
voted on it Wednesday, and it is approved. It's 30 days from Wednesday to take effect.
okay, it's already been to the trustees.
Yeah, and then Lauren's gonna work on the changes in the zoning. Once that 30-day hits, she'll send the new zoning stuff out to everybody in the county as well, so it could get recorded that way.
Okay.
Did the trustees make any decision about making this commission also the ARB?
No, I mean, so when we discussed that, the only thing we're saying is there's a provision in Ohio Revised Code that this commission can be the architectural
Right.
review. No, we haven't even brought it up to the
Oh,
trustees. And that wouldn't be something that wouldn't be till like mid 2022, which we'd be looking into an architectural review board as well as standards for the town center and codes for the town center.
Anybody else? The good of the order. Okay. The next meeting will be
October 14th.
October the 14th.
Is that back to Wednesday or is it Thursday? We're going to keep Thursday?
Weren't we Thursday?
I don't remember. I got,
Yeah.
Today's
Second
Thursday.
no.
We were Wednesday for that
Yeah.
special meeting.
Is that what it was?
It was,
Yeah, the one on the 18th and 19th, that was wasn't that a Wednesday?
you can make changes if you like after the first of the year. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second, please.
I'll make a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna, I'll get